if I'm gonna map it before I get started, there's the widest point of the foot. Okay? Same thing. An inch is gonna be, most of the time, it's gonna be more accurate than anything. And if you go from there 1 3/4 inches forward, from the widest point of the foot, they say that's where your coffin bone's gonna be. And you got enrollment and breakover and all that. I'm a little bit nervous, don't get me wrong. Make sure it's the right spot. Now then, that tells me a lot about how much distortion I have just based on my mapping. And so, I'm not recommending going home and trying this at home, but
Listen on pain clients.
you've got depth, and if they say that's where breakover is, theoretically, and that's pretty damn safe, I think, because I haven't drawn blood, he's not jumping anywhere, and that's how much foot. And then if you look at it from the side, you can see how much foot we've got taken back, how far back you can go. That's where your foot mapping is going to be. So what I do on a horse that's really strung out like this, and don't do this on a horse that you're trying. Do this on one of those that you're going to try something on. Okay, this is an experiment. When you're learning this, it's an experiment. This you got to find you an experiment horse. So I know in order to get this horse all this length away, you got to take it off. But I don't want to wreck his. I don't want to just take so much foot off of him, soul wise, that he's walking, that he's on his sole of his foot. So I'm leaving some foot on him here. Now then, what I can do here is, this horse doesn't have a lot of depth here, so I don't really have a good bridge for him. If I had a good bridge for him, if I had a lot of foot, then I could really take this foot and I could trim it from here up to here, and then trim this from here to here, where he's actually standing like this, where his foot's shoved forward and his heels aren't even touching the ground. And it's amazing, it's kind of crazy, but it's amazing how those horses' feet will set up. So like if I was gonna do this one's not a good one to do it on because he doesn't have enough foot, but I'm gonna just come across that out there on his toe, across there like that. And then instead of rasping it flat, I'm gonna bring this back. I'm gonna bring this straight across. I'm gonna just kind of make that kind of like a rocker toe. You gotta be, you can dang sure trim them too short. You gotta be careful because this horse doesn't have the depth. And so I'm gonna go ahead and just be real careful. See where that nail was driven in?
Yeah.
That's how much foot he had strung forward. I probably wouldn't. That's why you see these horses that have nails drove in the inside of the white line. You're like, how they do that? And that's how they do it, because there's some extra distorted foot there. Now then, what I can do on this horse to keep him is I'll just take this heel, instead of flattening it out, I'll just stand it up like that. It's already standing like that anyway. Don't do this on every horse you trim. This is just something we're talking about. And then I don't trim every back foot like this. But since he's got that little hump, just make it round, and you just take that heel. You don't flatten it down. You come from the bottom and you go back toward the widest point of the foot. You don't want to flatten it, because he's still got to have that upright to stand on. And see, this heel's going to be a little lower because the way it broke off, but I want to leave that hump. And I'm taking that heel this way, not this way, and not down. I'm just pushing it forward. In this place where it's kind of broken out, I'm just going to do that enough to kind of keep it hemmed up. Same thing over here. Kind of make it rounded off. And then when it stands down on it, it just kind of, especially if it has a little more foot, it'll just pop him right forward. He doesn't have quite enough depth in the front to do it